Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Great. Listen, please continue to eat. I am not going to be long up here. We're going to bring up a couple of speakers, but it's really important to us to have you at this luncheon. Many of you have gone on the international missions we've done since I've become county executive, and what we've noticed, and it was actually a conversation we were having with Jason Williams. As we were preparing for the upcoming mission to China, is, we started talking about, what did I want out of these missions? I mean, what's, other than, getting out of town, which is always nice, and, but really, what is it that, we're trying to market in Prince George's County? And why are we going overseas? And why is that important? And we started to think about, because you do these, they're almost like a habit. Every administration does them. The state does them. I mean, but really, what is the idea? And I think the last one when we went to China kind of made it hit home. Sitting there, bringing back some of the EV5 deals here, talking to businesses in China, and having them talk to us about not just the market in Prince George's County, but the market throughout the state of Maryland and the United States. And for us, on each one of these, we've kind of raised the revenues to take businesses with us and on the individual trips. And so our conversation that Jason and I were having was, taking this to the next level. How do we make sure that Prince George's County continues to play a critical role of economic development and business growth on the international scale? If you think about it, in the Washington region, we're really outside of New York. We're the hub. We're the place where cultures from around the world are coming in the Washington region. So if they're coming to the Washington region, where's the place where the greatest growth is going to take place? It's Prince George's County. As I like to say when we're talking around the county, it's for the one thing you can't, purchase anymore. That's land. Land and location. We have land, and we're right next to the nation's capital. And we're the place where, it hasn't been developed to the point of excess. So we've got all these metro stops, we've got all these things that we're doing. And so as countries look to invest, and we found this when we went to Brazil, as they're looking to invest outside of Miami, California, New York, they're looking at other areas. They're going to look to this area. And why not Prince George's County? And so we decided that what we want is, two things happen on these missions. One, we get to interact with countries, cultures, businesses overseas. But we also get a chance to interact with each other. It is one of the few opportunities I've had in the 5 years I've been county executive where I can actually sit down with you and have a conversation where you're not asking me directly for something and I'm not asking you directly for something, and that is a 5-second conversation. Because if you think about it, even today, I'll get a chance to chat with each one of you for about 3 seconds. Hopefully I'll remember some of that. In Calvin's case, he'll have to remember all of it. But when we go overseas, it gives me a chance to sit with you, talk about your businesses. How do we help you grow? Not just in the county, but in the state and nationally. Because why do we want to do that? We want you to be successful, because the more successful you are, the more successful we are. Why? Because you hire more of our folks. They pay more taxes. I can put that into my schools and health care and public safety. But I get to know about the businesses we want to promote. So it helps us in two ways. So what we're launching today is really asking you to partner with us in a very significant way, but in a very business way. The Economic Development Corporation is a quasi-government agency, and we did that on purpose because we wanted to run like a business. We want to be able to pass some of the bureaucracies that are unfortunately, necessary in a government, but shouldn't be that way in doing business. And so we're asking you to partner with us on a continuous basis, because we're going to China in a few weeks, but we're also going to do a trip to South and Central America. We hope to do one to Cuba. We're going to do one to Africa. We may go back to Brazil, back to India, but we want to make sure that we're always on a cutting edge, and you're a part of that. And so what we're talking about today is how you can partner with us to continue this, not just through the Baker administration, but to the next administration. And we're so pleased, and it gives me great honor to bring up, somebody we stole from New York. We don't mind stealing. That's a hallmark of our administration, right, David? Right, Nick? We go and we poach from, great places. But one of the things we said to Jim Coleman, if I call him James, it's because I've known him a long time. He doesn't like to be called James anymore. So I'm glad I just let that secret out. Call him James, it'll irritate him. One of the things I said to Jim Coleman when we were talking about growing our Economic Development Corporation, our business, what he was doing in New York, in Westchester County, and, playing in a major market. And so, probably a good way to introduce him. What I said to him is, that's easy. I mean, you're in New York City. It didn't take much to, attract people to New York City. You want to show how good you are? Come down here. That's the mark, You make it here, you can make it anywhere. New York sells itself. We got to sell the county. You got to go explain to people what a county is. He was like, you start stumbling. I was like, see? But we're so proud to have him here, and this is the first one he's leading us overseas, and I know he's going to do a great job, and I know that you're going to want to continue. If he can't sell you, I don't know who can. But really, this is a partnership. This is you investing in us and us investing in you, and this is the guy that's going to lead us there. Jim Coleman.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, County Executive Baker. It is a pleasure being here in Prince George's County, and it is not a hard sell. This room right here shows we are actively engaged in growing the business. We've got a great county executive that has taken this county from the dark days all the way to where now we've got over 12,000 new residents out there working every single day. Give it up to County Executive Baker for this incredible success in 4 years. Our families here now are producing $1 billion more in payroll. Many of you are the job creators who are actually making that happen. We want to extend that opportunity all the way to China and all throughout the world. And the county executive is doing a wonderful job on these trade missions. And we're going to take you through today pretty much what we're going to do in China, but also think in terms of this is going to be the model that we're using to go to anywhere we want to go, to be able to open the doors, to be able to have Prince George's County to be the gateway to the U.S. market, starting off at being here in Prince George's County and building the business. I want to also introduce our new Chief of Staff. Her name is Britta Vanderlinden. If you could hit that sign. And Britta has done a wonderful job. She's been down here for about a month, and she has really gotten after this China mission, and she's helped me with the logistics of this campaign. I want her to just touch quickly on a couple of key things that we're going to be doing in China, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to be selling and what we're going to be saying about each of you when we're over there in China, about the power of Prince George's County. Britta?
Sure. Thank you, Jim. I'm so excited to be here with you all this afternoon. There are about 22 delegates who are taking off 1 week from this Friday on County Executive Baker's mission to China. And there are 1 or 2 of them in the room with us today. If you are a business delegate joining us on our trade mission, could you stand, please?
He can't wait. This one over here, he's on fire. Give it up for him. Thank you so much.
Let me introduce you to Nami Iwoha from JLN Construction Services. We are so excited to have you join us on the mission, Nami. Thank you so much. Nami has exciting projects that he's hoping to get investment. We have already had exciting traction on his project. We have already had meetings in the EDC offices from an EV5 regional center who wants to get investment for his project. So thank you, Nami. We're excited to have you. Nami and our 22 delegates are taking off a week from Friday for 9 days in China. Now, 2 of those days, of course, are for travel. So we have 7 days packed with meetings. We have 2 nights in Beijing, 2 nights in Xiamen, and 3 nights in Shanghai. And over that period of time, we are going to be meeting with over 1,000 business investors and high-level government officials. And we are going to be connecting these delegates to these individuals through one-on-one meetings and through group presentations. These will take place at Z Park to start, which is kind of like the Silicon Valley of Beijing, and through a conference in Xiamen called CIFIT that is attended by over 50,000 business investors, and at a conference called OPI in Shanghai, which is attended by over 30,000 real estate investors. So through all of these folks, we are going to be selling them, which, as Jim said, it's not a hard sell, on why Prince George's County is the gateway to the world. And that is what Jim is going to explain to you.
Thank you,
Britta.
Britta.
To be telling all these folks. So thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited.
You didn't know you were going to get the Donnie Marie show, did you? All right, hit it there. Okay, here's what we're going to be talking about. When we're over there talking about Prince George's County, we're going to let everyone know that we're right next door to the nation's capital. We're going to talk about where we're situated, why it's important for their companies to be able to do business here and to set up shop here in Prince George's County. And here are the main reasons why. Is number one, we have a very stable, business-friendly county government. We have a really friendly county executive who's open arms. He's going to be with us on this mission to be able to speak to them directly, to let them know that they are welcome to come to this wonderful county. We know right now there is a little turbulence right now in the market. What better time to be able to get in front of Chinese investors and business leaders and entrepreneurs, to be able to give them an opportunity to participate as well as to invest in our country. You've got Prince George's County right there, 490 square miles, 320,000 acres, 27 local municipalities, nearly 1 million residents. It's going to grow another 100,000 by 2035. We've got 203 plus households. The median household income exceeds the nation's average. We're at 71,000 versus the country's at 51,000. I'm telling them we've got residents here that have money to spend. And the reason why is many of them have great skills, they've got great jobs, and they're out there making a great living. We've got a workforce of over 300,000 workers. 30% of them have a bachelor's degree and more. When you look at the number of colleges that we have, second to none in any county in the state of Maryland, many counties across the country, but we have 8 colleges and universities, 7 great hospitals and facilities with a new one on the way. On top of that, we're strategically located between Baltimore and Washington, D.C., linked by the nation's capital, as well as a very detailed, you can see a massive transit system as well as a roadway system, making it easy to be able to get around and to doing business. We've got 3 international airports, Washington Dulles, Reagan National, and then Baltimore, Washington. We've got some hot industry sectors we want to really touch on when we're going over to Z Park. We really want to talk about technology, but you can see the leading sectors that are really hot here in Prince George's County. Healthcare, 19.7, nearly 20% growth. Federal, state, and local government, 12.7. Professional services, we're going to talk heavily about technology. It's up 7%. Construction and retail trade are also booming. This is really where the gold is here in Prince George's County. We've got companies like SSAI that the county executive went out to meet with, sit down, and to talk to them personally. 20 years ago, they had 2 employees. Today, they have over 750 employees. They're a government contractor with Goddard. They said they never had to take out a loan. They never had to give up 1% of their company to a venture capital firm. They've never missed payroll, and today they're $100 million in revenue. This is exactly why any company, not just in China, but any company, whether if you're in Northern Virginia or D.C. or New York or anywhere out there, why you would want to come here to Prince George's County, because we've got gold in the hills. We've got 14 federal agencies that have over $50 billion in procurement. We've got over 27,000 of our residents who work for these wonderful 14 federal agencies. We want to be able to let any investor, any company out there that's seeking to do business here in Prince George's County, that the EDC is here to help you to navigate through doing business with these wonderful agencies. We also have a lot of brain power here in Prince George's County. We've got 8 colleges and universities led by the University of Maryland. Dr. Lo, who immigrated from China. We're going to talk about Dr. Lo, but we've also got Bowie State, Prince George's Community College. Those 3 universities together bring in 60,000 students, 12,000 graduates, and over 15,000 graduates on an annualized basis. If you want to grow your company, you want to be there where the brain power is, where you can get access to immediate talent and help you to grow your company to the top. Provide friendly, skilled supply of workers that we've got available, cutting-edge academic and continuing education, both with our Workforce Development Center and all of our local community colleges here. But you can see no county has the kind of brain power that we can offer any of these companies that are seeking to come here to doing business. They can really take on to these graduates that are coming out of these wonderful institutions and help them to grow in a rapid way. transit rich. We have the locations. We've got over 15 metro stations, of which 5 of them, the county executive and the team and the council have decided that they are a priority for rapid development. 8 Maryland area regional commuter stations, 1 Amtrak rail station to where you can get to New York in 3 hours and 45 minutes. Proposed 16-mile, that's going to be, of course, the Purple Line. That's going to also add an extra line to creating more commerce. On top of this, when you look at the 15 stations, 5 of them, we just said, are going to be priority. That's going to bring in over $10 billion in development, as well as 5 new high-density downtowns. We're going to talk about National Harbor. And what the goal is that over the next 5 years, we're going to have 5 new downtowns around those metro stations. On top of that, you're going to look and see with those new downtowns, 14,000 more units of housing, 11 more million square feet of office space, and then 2 million of retail space. So the county is on fire. We're going to demonstrate to them that we've got incredible momentum, and now is the time that if they want to invest here in Prince George's County. Commercial real estate, we've got great office space here. We've got over 26 million square feet of office space. Retail's 40 million. Industrial, we're at 49, nearly 50 million for flex, 9.7. But the big thing the county executive has just said a little bit earlier is we've got plenty of land. If you want to build to suit, you can make that happen here in Prince George's County and have your own facility built the way you want it in a matter of just a year or two, and you can be in business. Look at this. You've got the quality of life, second to none. We've got the Washington Redskins, the national champions. We've got Six Flags, Tanger outlets. We had a delegation from China in yesterday, and it was fantastic to be able to talk to them about it. They wanted to come down to National Harbor after we talked about this, but we've got every single brand, high premium brands that you would ever want to buy down here at Tanger outlets. We've got Rosecroft. We've got everything that you would want to do with your families on having a quality of life. 27,000 acres of parkland that we have here in Prince George's County. This is the county to be able to bring your family, your company, and to be able to enjoy a quality of life. We're going to talk also about the future development projects, and those development projects are going to include, of course, all of the key projects, and we're going to have this in our pitch book where we're talking about Riverview, a $4.2 million project, Hyattsville Medical Office Park, $5.5 million. National Studios, they're looking for $50 million. It's a $125 million project where we're going to be on the map. They're going to take down the Hollywood sign out in LA. They're going to bring it here to Prince George's County. We're going to be producing movies. When the county executive retires, it's going to be Shaft 2. Featured by County Executive Rashawn Baker. Cadillac Crossing, $5 million. Hampton Park Project, $50 million. Morgan Center, Capitol Heights, $150 million. We are going to go over there and we're asking for the investors to make these investments. We already just had a trial run, didn't we? We had a trial run about 2 weeks ago where we brought in the Maryland Maryland Foreign Investment Center in. They did not want to leave you all. They said yes to every single project that we're taking overseas. The beauty of that is that we're already making it happen. The county executive's trade mission is not going to start when we land in Beijing. It has already started. And we brought in our different projects and the owners of those projects, the leaders in our community, and we already got a test drive, and I'm confident that they're going to get the investment. Why? Because the investors here already want to put money in these projects. We're working with a great marketing firm in China, and they already sent that information out. We did videos, and already the investors that they've talked to can't wait. They're quite frankly mad that we showed our projects already to an EB5 regional center here in Maryland because they want to have an opportunity to invest. We're also going to touch on the magnificent projects that we already have. We're doing this because we want to stress that we've got incredible momentum going on. We've got a big regional medical center of $700 million, $750, nearly $800 million. MGM Casino is going on a $1.2 billion project, and we're probably going to get, we're knocking on wood here, about 90% sure, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a major $2 billion project. Give it up again. All right? This is momentum. This is why. Why do you invest in Prince George's County? It is, I came from Westchester County. It is a great county. It's nice, a lot of rich folks there. It does not have this kind of momentum. All these projects that are going on, where you've got major investors, many of you here, who are putting your money in the ground here in Prince George's County. This is a clear demonstration that our county is poised for growth. It's safe to invest here, and you're going to have a good return on your investment. You can see here, these are some of the delegates that we've taken. We're talking today about international. We are going to take this model throughout the world, and we're glad that you are here. For the sponsors and all of you, we appreciate all of the sponsorship that you have provided. It's going to help us to finance these wonderful missions. We're now going to have, I think Jason's going to come up and go through this part. Bottom line is that this is going to be an exciting trade mission. I've quite frankly learned, I've been in this job now for just a couple of months, and I've learned that we can do a good job in selling Prince George's County if we think it through, make sure that we partner with our delegates in getting them prepared. We want to be able to deliver great results. We're going to have great signings. We want to get investment. We want to be able to help our delegates to be able to do business over there in China, as well as we want to invite business leaders to come back here to China. I think I've got some other stuff in there on the, I'm going to touch on it then. We are also going to be talking about the China Business Center that we're going to open up here in Prince George's County. We've got this slide, Dave, when I come over on the briefing on Monday, but the Prince George's County China Business Center is going to be located in our Accelerator Center, which is right in our office at 1801 McCormick Drive in Largo. The beauty behind that is that it is going to offer anyone who's in our audiences. We're going to be speaking again to over 1,000 different business leaders and entrepreneurs over there. We have found a way through our Accelerator to invite them here to Prince George's County to set up an office here in our Accelerator. They must hire one of our residents, whether it's in business development, engineering, or administration. We will help them to find those candidates to hire. They don't have to move here to Prince George's County. We can help them to set up an office here in Prince George's County, and then to help them to work with our existing business community, value-added resellers, to be able to go out here to sell to the commercial market as well as to our federal agencies. We're expecting while we're over there to have at least 10 companies out of all of the different people that we're going to talk to that are going to sign up and raise their hands to wanting to come back here to set up their offices at our Accelerator. So we're excited about this upcoming China mission. We're again leaving next Friday. Wish us well, and thank you so much for all of your support. Jason.
Thank you, Jim. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the goals of Prince George International. First of all, the county executive, he handpicked everyone in this room, and tried to make calls, left a lot of voicemails to ensure that this group was here. So thank you for being here, because you are Prince George's International. You are the local businesses, you are the international businesses, you are the think tanks. I know the University of Maryland's here. We have organizations here that all deal with international affairs. We are a very unique county in that way, and that's why Prince George's International is going to be so special. Before I get started, I just want to make sure I recognize Senator Victor Ramirez from our Senate delegation walked in. Senator. So, Prince George's International, the goals of Prince George's International. We want to attract new businesses to Prince George's County, international businesses. We want to grow our businesses that are here in Prince George's County. We want to help our local and regional businesses on how to do business globally. We are going to work and continue to work to secure direct and foreign investment. Urban Atlantic is here. Vicki, you want to just give a wave? They went with us to China last year and secured $16.5 million in direct foreign investment. We want to repeat that process. We want to strengthen our relationships with trade attachés of embassies in Washington, D.C. We want to support the county international missions and visiting business delegations. And we want to promote tourism and community in Prince George's County. Deliverables. The biggest deliverable as business people. We want this investment to create jobs with increased foreign investment in tourism. We plan to host more foreign businesses and government delegations that are going to be visiting Prince George's County. We're going to host series of forums, training, and networking events with multilateral organizations on how international procurement works. Is Eric Henderson here? I know he's here somewhere. Eric is on our International Advisory Committee and also a board member. Eric has pushed us on this point so much, that there is so much international procurement that businesses here in the county can take a hold of. That's why we're making this a goal. We're going to coordinate monthly teleconferences, meetings, and networking opportunities with U.S. embassies and foreign attachés. And in fiscal year 2016, as the county executive and Jim mentioned, we're going to do 3 foreign missions: to China, which is literally next week, to Cuba, and to Latin America. So Jim he gets excited, kind of got ahead of himself, wanted to run out and just do a quick press interview. We're announcing today the launching of an international business center. Right now, we already have an Indian business center here in Prince George's County. We're going to announce a China business center while we're in China, but this is the international business center. At this International Business Center, we're going to help companies have a soft landing right in our offices, right where the Economic Development Corporation, all of our business development specialists, all connections with all of you as businesses, we're going to have a launching pad for them. We're going to have office space, we're going to have recruitment of local staff as they expand here in Prince George's County, and facilitation of business relationships. It is going to be a turnkey solution for businesses that want to grow here, that want to come here, and that want to partner with businesses that are here. So as you can see, people can sign up with our International Business Center. We'll help them with hiring an attorney, hiring an accountant, setting up bank accounts, getting registered to do business in the state of Maryland, sign our International Business Center lease to move into our center. And this is actually more of a, if I'm correct, but an accelerator. We don't want you to stay. We want you to get out there and grow, and we want to help you be successful at that. We're going to recruit people from Prince George's County. We want to facilitate matchmaking with local partners, expand businesses, and hire additional staff. And we also want to help you expand beyond our center. Basically, that's the accelerator part. We're giving you 6 months, maybe a year, it matters how Britt is feeling, if you're going to be able to stay in our International Business Center. And these are the type of incentives that we're going to be talking about as we travel and as we work here. We have EB-5 financing. The county executive created a $50 million incentive fund, which has really helped businesses grow in Prince George's County. We will do payment in lieu of taxes, tax TIFs, new employee tax credits, and workforce development training grants, where we are actually helping you and these businesses hire people in Prince George's County and giving them the incentives to do so. And Elizabeth gets all excited about this, but you might not know this, but Prince George's County was just designated as a county-wide foreign trade zone, which allows us to defer for products that have been into the foreign trade zone the taxes, which improves cash flow here for the businesses in Prince George's County. They're going to be able to take advantage of this foreign trade zone here in Prince George's County. And Elizabeth, if I'm correct, this is activated or designated, right, as a foreign trade zone. Bingo. So, next slide. Next slide. So, future endeavors. The county executive and Jim, with Prince George's International, we're going to do 10 trade missions in the next 3 years of the Baker administration. And we're strategically targeting our upcoming business missions towards emerging markets in Africa, Cuba, and Latin America. Next slide. And then we're going to strategically target for Asia, Europe, and North America. So how you can partner? I think all of you know me very well. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I hope you enjoyed it. But this is a group that the county executive selected because you have the ability to invest, but you also have the ability to help us. Identify those who can partner with us, invest, and or relocate. People just might not know about us, and they need that friendly hand to reach out to them to help them partner here with us in Prince George's County. Sign up with our international team. As you leave, if you like what you heard, we have cameras out there. Talk about your business. Talk about our international program. We're going to start putting that out all over the place to make sure people know what we're doing here in Prince George's County and why your business is located here in Prince George's County, and pretty much welcoming the investment and welcoming them to Prince George's County. We want you to introduce our team. If you know people, Eric every day, I swear, he sends me a text message or an email every day. Hey, call this person. Hey, you need to call this person. You need to reach out to this person. We want that. We want to know the foreign dignitaries. We want to know the business leaders and the government officials because we want to invite them here. Give us a quote for our website in support of Prince George's International. We're going to be translating it into multiple languages. We're going to be partnering to make that happen. And of course, support the Prince George's International Fund. Your support will help us do all of our branding and marketing and documents for the international program, our business forums, information and training sessions, all of our international events in the county that the county coordinates, supporting the visiting delegations. Jim, he mentioned, and we put up a slide, since Jim's been here, we've had 6 visiting delegations. He's only been here for 4 months, from various countries, from Turkey, from all over Europe, that have come to Prince George's and are kind of shocked. The Hispanic Chamber, who we have a relationship with here in Prince George's County, invited me a few weeks ago to come talk to the trade attaches of 12 embassies. And I started talking about Prince George's County, and they were like, oh, the place east of D.C. And I was like, yes, the place you drive through probably to get to Baltimore. Oh, National Harbor, that's in Prince George's County? Washington, D.C. told us it's part of us. And I was like, we get that a lot. So we want to be able to host more of these international events and visiting delegations. We want to be able to show them. Those 12 foreign attachés that I spoke with are planning to visit here in Prince George's County. When their national leadership flies in, a lot of them fly in, especially their major dignitaries, fly right into Prince George's County like President Obama does every time he flies, right through Joint Base Andrews. And we want to capture them. We want to bring them down to National Harbor. We want to take them up to show them some of our projects and show how unique Prince George's County is. And then support all the international missions. And what do you get for your partnership? We're going to acknowledge you at all Prince George's international activities. You partner with us, you invest into Prince George's International, no matter what we are doing, be it a China mission, be it a Latin American mission, be it hosting a delegation here, you're going to be a partner with us. You're going to get invited to those type of events. You're going to be able to see the people. You're going to be able to talk. You know, it's our job to sell. You guys can sell it much better because you're actually doing the business. We're going to have opportunities to network with these foreign business leaders. We're going to do quarterly updates for this initiative, twice a year in person like this, but several meetings with the senior team of the Economic Development Corporation. And of course, you invest in us and you invest in Prince George's International in this fiscal year. If you go on a mission, I'm sure, to Cuba or Latin America, we have a little administrative fee. I'm going to knock that off for you for investing in Prince George's International. So, the partnership levels. And I'd like to thank, there's several people in the room, and they can name themselves, but have already, many of you have already signed up for these partnership levels. And in your packet that we gave out, kind of shows you the partnership levels for Prince George's International. Presidential, Secretary of State, Ambassador, and National Leader. And one that's not up there is something that Jim said a couple days ago. He said an in-kind partnership. If we know a business delegation is coming, help us host them. Help us pay for a nice reception for them. We'll count that as an in-kind partnership with Prince George's International. We can do it ourselves, but there's so few of us. And the reason that we're asking for these resources is because poor Mr. Baker, since I've been with him for the last 5 years, what is it, over $500 million you've cut out of the budget over the years? Like $500 million out of the Prince George's County budget? So he's broke. We need the partnership. It has to be a public-private partnership to move this county forward. This initiative will take flight with your help. We've done it already. You've helped make these business missions happen. Many of you have helped host these local delegations as they've come in. And many of you, like the Hispanic Chamber, have partnered with us, are helping us plan and hopefully save a lot of money, right, Cesar, on our upcoming Latin America trip. So these are our partnership levels. So that's Prince George's International in a nutshell. We're primed for business. I'm going to bring the county executive back up. You, by all means, ask any questions. We want your input. We want your feedback. But of course, I want your financial support. So thank you so much.
Can we give Jason really a good round of applause? Thank you. What I thought Jason was going to say, that over the last 5 years, he's worked with me, and he knows I hate like hell making phone calls, fundraising phone calls. I'm never excited about it, although I know it's necessary and we need it. And so when we were actually talking about the China trip, once again, Jason came over and said, I got some people I want you to call. And I was like, get the hell out of here. I'm running a government, and you didn't see? And then he started talking about the international, our international Prince George's County, where we actually go to companies and say, not just come with us on this particular trip, but how do we market you? Because really, you are Prince George's County. You are the state of Maryland. How do we market you? How do we make sure on a continuous basis that we have the resources to actually go over there in a good way in advance to set up these business deals? That's why I got excited about this. And I was willing to actually set time out to call you and bug you and say, I think this is a good idea for us. It reminds us of the very reason we set EDC up. One of the biggest debates we had when I came in as county executive was whether to bring the Economic Development Corporation back into government. or to leave it in the private sector. And it was a real debate because around the state, people are doing it different ways. And we decided at the last minute to do that because you could offer something that we can't at the state level. This is a 501c3. It's tax deductible donations. But it also is a private corporation working with private businesses at the speed that businesses do it. So this is important to us. We want you to partner with us. This is going to be a great deal for you, a great deal for Prince George's County, and a great deal for us to go and bring those folks here. Like I said, we will have the full weight of the government helping you, the partners on this deal, and that means when you are bringing people in to talk, to try and sell them on doing business with you, we want to be there. We have our CAO here, Nick Majette. Nick, if you could stand up, give me a round of applause. Like me, Nick is excited about your business, excited about having business from overseas come here and going overseas. So if you need us, we'll be there with you at your office, or if you're going somewhere, we'll go with you, because we're that committed to selling it and selling them on Prince George's County and your business. I'm glad that David Iannucci is here. He's going to China with us again. Can you stand up, David, our assistant PCO for... I get credit for everything that happens in the administration, which is kind of nice, especially since nobody minds telling me when something goes wrong. That's my fault. But we talk about the EDI fund and the $50 million. It's one of the ways we stole David. We actually brought him in and said, how are people attracting businesses, and who's doing it better than anybody else in the state? And at the time, he was at Baltimore County, and he talked about the incentives. And we were like, this is great. But I said, how do we get the wow factor? And that's where $50 million came up. And it was at a time, and James mentioned something along this line, it was at a time when the economy was in a downturn, where we had a $75 million budget deficit, and nobody was taking money out of reserves and saying, how do we invest in ourselves? It sounded crazy. That's exactly what we wanted. What it meant was we knew something everybody else didn't. Prince George's County was on the rebound. They were looking at presence, we were looking in the future. And so the $50 million said to people like, damn, what do they know that I don't know? And people started looking at the county. And we started seeing the interest, didn't we, David? People were like, okay, there's got to be something happening, or else those people are really insane. So we bet on ourselves. But that's the same thing with this partnership. What do we know in this room that everybody else doesn't know? Once you invest, people are like, wow, why did they do that? Why are they going there? Why are they partnering here? What do they know? What we know is this is the place. Everybody else is looking at what already happened. They're trying to figure out how they break into downtown, Center City, D.C. It's already built. They're there. No, you need to be in Suitland, Largo. There are places throughout this county that we're investing. You need to be where we are in China, where we are in Central America. That's what's going to make this take off. And so we're excited. That's why we're excited that Victor Ramirez is here, my senator. Can we give him a round of applause? Stand up again, Victor Ramirez. He'll be leading the delegation to Central America. He didn't know that until today. but it's, and in closing note, it's important. The state is our partner. We've gone on a number of these missions with the governor's office, but we've also gone with our delegation from the state, because a lot of times the things that will help us market ourselves to international businesses need legislation from Annapolis. Well, we need the legislators to understand why that's important. And finally, this rule will be fun. The reason we want to raise it in the private sector is every time you go on a mission overseas, somebody says, oh, that's a junket. No, a junket is if I go home for a week with my wife, which would be really nice. That's pleasure. When we're going there, the people who've gone on these businesses know it's work from the time you get on the plane to the time you come back here. But it's good work. It gives us a chance to nail down, what we're doing back here at home, but also gives us a chance to talk about it. But in order to do that in a free-flowing way, we need, quite honestly, we need you to believe in us. You know, if you believe that, hey, this is going to help your business, you're going to invest. Just like in the county, if we believe that you're going to help us grow our commercial tax base, that's why we're willing to invest. That's why we're willing to give tax breaks. As Jason said, there is no free lunch, but there is investment. And that's what we're investing in today. We're investing that we think that you believe in this county so much you'd be willing to invest with us. So with that, thank you for coming here today. If there are any questions, Jason would be glad to answer them. Or James or Britta. I should say this is my parting joke. I love being county executive at these times because, you know, I just, you know, something goes on, I was like, hear it. Ask them. That's why we pay them. You know, and I get to like escape out and, you know, if y'all ask a tough question, I'll be out the door saying, sorry, I'm late for that next meeting. But anyway, thank you for coming today. If there are questions, we'll certainly answer them. Thank you. With that, make sure you get your package on your way out. And those of you going with the China, we're going to have a great time. Thank you.